Ha 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 them. Ha 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 them and move on with your life. Alright? This mouth was made for talking. That's just what it will do. One of these days, this mouth is gonna talk all about you. It's another spoonful episode, hot from Laradiji's Pot of Life. I'm a lover of peace and I love talking about situations we might find ourselves in that need peaceful endings. If you're watching Laraddiji for the first time, you're most especially welcome. And if you know Laraddiji already, thank you for coming back. Today's episode is all about pregnancy and privacy. We're focusing on the privacy issues women face, especially those in the workforce. Mine is that of the healthcare field, working as a nurse and taking care of the public. And because your belly is in everybody's face, people and patients feel they have a say in your protruding belly. You're probably wondering what this topic has to do with living in peace. Well, I was just thinking one day, what if someone asked a pregnant lady the wrong question? Or what if people told them the wrong thing? That will not yield a peaceful ending at all, right? Imagine asking a thick lady how far along she is, or when is she due, or calling her an actual pregnant lady. Those will not yield positive results at all, right? I'm sure you've heard of situations like this before or experienced one, or maybe you've been a culprit yourself. Let us know in the comment section below of your experiences and how we could change these situations for the better. In this section, I usually talk about 5 points regarding the topic, so here we go. The first one, when do you announce? Do you announce when you're 3 months gone, or when you start showing, or not at all? And how should you even do it at all? Being from a country that has very strong cultural beliefs, I've said it before on my channel, I'll link that video after this one. Announcing a pregnancy is something we don't do, mostly because of unforeseen reasons. Announcing is a big no-no, even if you're visibly very pregnant. However, I'm seeing that things are changing slowly, and I mean very slowly, about our cultural views on certain topics, pregnancy included. Now, my experience with my pregnancies is that with my first, my lips were sealed. It was very hard, especially because most of the questions came from work. I'm an employee for the public. I don't have my own business or anything, and I'm not in a private space. So lots of people at work, my co-workers and my patients, therefore ask a lot of questions. I don't want to say people are nosy, but I just think over here people see pregnancy as a joyful thing, which it's supposed to be. You know, the creation of life, and you can almost see the joy in people's eyes when they see that you're pregnant, you know, and showing. However, back home, people just mind their business about things of that nature, most especially situations surrounding the issues of health. And if you make mention of the pregnancy and anything negative happens to it, one might be held accountable. With my second and third pregnancy, I tried to hide it and deny it for the most part, you know, to avoid conversation until I couldn't anymore. I usually do not announce until people can see for themselves that I'm visibly pregnant. Pregnancy is something you can't hide, even though it's a very private aspect of a woman's life and that of her family, you know, which leads us to the next set of questions. 2, people will ask when you're due. I feel like over here, some people ask just for the fun of it because they've experienced it or their family members have experienced it, you know, sisters, moms, aunties, and want to see if there are similarities or differences from their experiences. Others ask to see how far along you are and how long more you'll be working. And I feel others ask for genuine reasons of maybe planning a surprise shower for you if they like you, so they need to know the date you're due, or they might even want to surprise you with gifts and so on, you know, so that they can be a part of this life you're creating before baby is born. Culturally, I won't say Africans in general, right? In general, I won't say Africans in general, because I don't know what the other 55 or so countries do on their own, you know, on the continent. But the Yoruba tribe of my country, Nigeria, usually don't do baby showers. That is something I learned here. So if you're not doing baby shower or celebrating with the pregnant lady or surprising her or the couple with gifts before she gives birth, there's no reason to ask for the due date, right? Right. Culturally, we wait until the birth of the baby to celebrate. 3, do you know what you're having? There are only 2 options, right? A boy or girl. Just let you know. From the beginning of time, that will never change, either a boy or a girl, unless science takes us on another journey with that one. We already have grandmas giving birth to their own grandchildren for couples that are not even traditional. But Why do people really ask this question? Really, is it for comparison reasons? Maybe it's just to make conversations, chit chat, gossip, or maybe to share experiences, like I've said in the other question. I like to think personally that it's for the latter, like this. My daughter or my sister is pregnant as well, and she's having a boy, and it's her first or her fourth. She was really hoping for a girl, but we'll be glad to, have a healthy baby. That brings joy to people's hearts. I want to hope. Sometimes people want to know how you feel about what you're having, and how you're coping. Are you happy or not happy? If it's a boy or girl, God is the ultimate designer for us people that have regular jobs and pay bills. But science makes it a little bit easier for the rich people to kind of choose if they want singletons, twins, triplets, boy, girl, boy, girl, girl, boy, and so on. However, sometimes our wishes don't come true as to what we want, but just know that God has the ultimate reason why he gave you that extra boy or extra girl. Love them and cherish them. I kind of wanted a girl on the DL to kind of even out the scales in my family, but God knew in my deepest heart I needed a boy, and he gave me and my family another handsome young man with a personality I just know will benefit many. Number 4, is this your first kid? People will ask this. Yes, is this your first kid? I don't know, first kid, fourth kid, it's a kid. I sometimes feel like people, in my case, my patients get very disappointed when I tell them it's not my first kid. You can almost hear the, oh, and then the follow-up question, almost calculated. So how many do you have? Why does that really matter? I always wonder. Do you ever wonder too? I have 3 at home, I'll tell them. I need to learn the art of deflecting. And believe me, I've tried my best to lie sometimes, to avoid the conversation, and other times to focus on the matter at hand, which could be asking admission questions or trying to get information to take care of them better, but I'm not very good at it. And I just think also it's a good distraction for them, from that heart attack that they're having or that sick feeling that they're having. It definitely helps bring a smile on their faces when they're talking about something else other than themselves. It's almost like now they're feeling like, wow, that's a lot. And boom, from the look of disappointment to kind of pity, like they kind of feel bad for you. Meanwhile, I feel bad for them that they're even in the hospital in the first place. The 5th and the last one. Who's going to watch them? Babysitter, family, or spouse? I usually say my husband and I usually work it out with the support of our parents. I remember I told my 4-year-old twins I couldn't beat them anymore, and that daddy will do it when my belly was really big. So anytime they're ready for their shower, they'll tell their dad, "Mommy's belly is too big. She's going to hurt herself. You need to give us a bath," and daddy would help out. I remember when the twins were born, I believe that was the year up to 3 to 4 babysitters were sent to jail for either drugging babies they cared for or maltreating the kids in their care. That was an eye-opener for us as parents to do the best we could by ourselves without third parties in our kids' lives until the kids were able to walk and talk. At this point, the 17-month-old, actually 16, 17-month-old, newborn here, and 4.5-year-old twins. We're ready to figure out a better way to watch the kids while we work. Our best bet so far is to have someone watch them in a day in our house while the twins are in school, with cameras installed everywhere while checking in frequently. Alright, so that concludes the questions for this episode. The last thing I'll say is this. Everyone has an opinion, and unfortunately, when it comes to pregnancy and making babies, unsolicited ones will come. Give a fake laugh or something and move along. That's what I did for my kids. People will tell you, your tummy is too big, it's too small. When will you stop working? When's your due date? You're ready to pop, you're all belly. Trust me, the battle is not even worth it. How many will you fight in a day, alright? You learn that even your well-wishers will say some cringe-worthy stuff at times that they don't really mean. Or maybe, they do. Who knows? You just patiently wait and enjoy your baby when he or she comes. Regardless of how tired you are of working, regardless of your waddles, regardless of the comments, I'm too tired to give those comments a light of day. And at the end of the day, you'll be back to your regular self, hopefully soon. And don't worry, there'll still be more comments. Ha 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 them. Ha 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 them, and move on with your life. Alright? This mouth was made for talking. That's just what it will do. One of these days, this mouth is gonna talk all about you. The comments and rudeness will not end until Judgment Day. That's all for now, you guys. Thank you very much for staying with me till the end. Living in Peace is the main section of my channel. So do check out the other ones. You can also follow me on Instagram at Laraddiji and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss the many more sizzling topics to come. I'm a lover of peace and I love talking about situations we might find ourselves in that need peaceful endings. Let's stop giving ourselves high blood pressure for no reason as we live our lives. God willing, we are on this earth for an average of 75 to 80 years. Let's not waste any of that precious time on matters that don't help us positively in some way. You have a decision to make. If not now, maybe later. The ball of patience is in your court. Ask questions if you have any. Don't hesitate to leave a comment as well. I'm hoping to read from you or some people very soon. And you can like this video by giving it a thumbs up so I can make more of these videos, and also to get notified of newly posted videos, why wait? Hover on the hearts on the right lower corner and subscribe. It's free. Make sure your notification bell is activated as well. Check out my suggested videos at the end of this one. Please, let's love our neighbors as ourselves, and remember to rest in peace. We all need to be living in peace. Stay blessed. You'll see me in my next one. Bye-bye.